Hi everyone, it's Holly and I'm here with my winter book haul. So the books I bought this winter / early spring. Hello Murphy. Ow. So the books I bought in January, February, and March. I've actually bought some more books than this, but they haven't come in yet. Mainly books that I ordered directly from like self-published authors, but that is fine. And so this is a combination of book boxes, new releases I had pre-ordered, and then other like books I purchased for whatever reason. So I bought 23 books, of which 10 have been read or had previously been read. So that means 13 are unread. I feel like that's a pretty good split for me. 6 came in book boxes, 2 were new releases that I had pre-ordered, and 15 were backlist books. So let's get into the books. So first I'll talk about the books I got in my book boxes. So I subscribe to FairyLoot and OwlCrate, and sometimes there's duplicates, which did happen in January, and I got 2 copies of Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I read the synopsis, but I don't remember it. I'll show you the books in case you're curious. Let me see if I can tell you which one is which. Okay, so this is the OwlCrate one, and this is the cover. This is the back. I think it's a standalone fantasy. There's nothing on the inside of the dust jacket, but the end pages are like a map, which is nice. I don't really have like an interest in this. I don't know. I'll probably keep it and see, especially if it is a standalone. I'm more likely to pick it up. I liked The Darkest Minds, but I didn't love it, and I've never been drawn to another Alexandra Bracken book. So I don't know. And then this is the FairyLoot edition, and this one has sprayed edges. And this one does have, so it has this on the back, this on the front, and then this is the dusk jacket. So, and then the end pages in here are like this orangey color. And then I assume there's, and then it's signed, of course, they're all signed. Yeah, so the same map, but smaller and everything. So yeah, I don't know if I'll read it. We'll see. This is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, and this was a FairyLoot edition. It matches the FairyLoot edition of Chain of Gold that they did last year, which no, I've not read it, but I bought this so that they would match. So yes, I have this. I do want to try to start getting caught up with the Shadowhunter books though. I think I'm gonna reread the Infernal Devices and then start reading, like get caught up after I do that, but I definitely need to reread that first. I think this was from FairyLoot. Let's see. Yes, FairyLoot. It's this Golden Flame by Emily Victoria, which I know absolutely nothing about. Oh, that's pretty. I don't know, because it's so shiny. And that's like this, the like brownie, almost craft paper type color. You don't see that a lot. And then this is the dust jacket art. Honestly, like, this makes me more interested. I read the synopsis for this too when I got it, but I don't remember, and I don't remember if it's standalone or not. Like, this cover doesn't really like draw me in, but I like that artwork on the inside. And then I did get a copy of the Gilded Ones by Namina Forna, which I actually got a paperback of this. This was an OwlCrate. I got a paperback last year in a FairyLoot as like an extra book. I also had an e-arc of this. I did read it. One, I love this cover. I love like all the covers for this book. I think I just love the colors and everything. They're very like, they're so eye-catching. And I gave the book 3 stars, but I saw a lot of potential there, and I definitely plan on continuing with the series, and I'm glad to have like a hardcover edition of this for my shelf as well. So the next one is one I was hoping I would get in a book box, and that is Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley. So this was one of my anticipated releases for 2021, and I didn't pre-order it because I was hoping it would come in a book box, and it did, and I'm very excited. It is standalone fantasy. I believe it's supposed to be a female-female romance, which, much excitement. And is this not like the most beautiful color ever? I'm thinking, I saw some stuff on Twitter that it looks like Holo Taco might be coming out with a color that's like this. So, and I'm a sucker for a purple nail. Oh, that's really pretty. That's like a pretty blue cover. So yes, this I plan on reading, and I plan on reading it soon. And did I say I think it's standalone, which is what I like. I have so many series. I don't need to add more to my life. Next, let's talk about the new releases. Ooh, throwing stuff. So first, I'm actually currently reading this. So I just have the dust jacket over here, and that is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmer, the third and final book in the Cursebreaker series, although I've heard that potentially like things are left open, which I think is pretty common, so whatever. But I am currently reading this. I'll probably finish it tonight. But yes, definitely one of the books I was most highly anticipating this year. And then Wicked All Night by Janine Frost, which is the third book in the Night Rebel series. This is paranormal vampire romance. And can we talk about this book? So it's a mass market. Do I have another mass market? And this is even by the same publisher. I mean, this is a very old book, but this is by the same publisher. These are not the same. Like, this is a mass market. I don't know what this is, but it's not a mass market. Like, this you could put in a pocket. This you could not put in a pocket. Like, oh my gosh, Murphy, is that really the place to clean yourself? So I don't know, and I thought, like, I was like, maybe there was like a weird printing thing, and then I saw it at Walmart, and I was like, no. And there was a couple Avon books that are like this, so I don't know if they're changing it. I do not like it. I mean, I don't like change in general, so that's not much of a surprise. Not a fan, but I am excited to read this. Hopefully I'll be able to read it in the next couple of months. I'm not sure if this is the final book or if there's going to be another one. I don't know, but I am liking these. Next, let's talk about the nonfiction books I bought, because those probably aren't as fun, but whatever. I'm doing a developmental read every month in 2021, and thus far it has gone well. So I had to buy The 5 Second Rule, which is my book for March. I did finish it, by Mel Robbins. I actually already own the audiobook of this, but for my developmental reads I wanted to have them physically so I could like write in them and everything. So I won't go into this that much. It was okay. Not my favorite. My battery's dying. Please hold. And then for April, my book is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And I already have it. I do like 25 sections to try and read one a day, but have like a little bit of wiggle room. I think I just looked for like a bunch of like self-help, self-development books that were highly recommended, and like some I wanted to have be rereads, some, and I wanted them in all different like types of like categories for helping yourself. So, and I do sometimes have a procrastination problem, so hopefully this helps. And then the last one is Get Your Shit Together by Sarah Knight, which I think her first book is The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck. This was actually the first book I read by her. I read it as an audiobook, and I've read the other one, and then I think I have also read Calm the F Down. This was the one, they felt very repetitive, and this was the one that like had the most impact. and I had wanted a physical copy of it anyways, and so I thought, why not get it? So this will be my May book, and I'll reread it and take notes this time, because I wasn't able to do that last time. I also got graphic novels and a manga. So first is The God's Lie by, oh, I meant to look this up, Kaori Ozaki, which is a standalone manga. I've heard that it's emotional, so I'm a little scared. This actually is part of my quarter one TBR. I had picked another book, but I wasn't able to find it anywhere. Like, I mean, I could find it, but it was like 50 bucks and I wasn't gonna pay that. Like, I couldn't find like an online service where I could like subscribe and read it online. It wasn't available. My library had the second volume, but not the first volume. So I had to change, and I changed to this. Hopefully I'll actually get this read this weekend, so that'll be good. And then I got the next two books in the Fables series by Bill Willingham, which these things are huge, especially compared to the first two. I think this one's like 160 pages and this one's almost 200. So this is the third one and the fourth one. And I read the first two earlier this year and I was enjoying them. I'm still not 100% sure that this like format is for me, but I thought I would keep going and keep reading them. And I think Sean, Elliot Brooks's husband, I think he likes this series. I think she does too, but I think he likes this series, so I don't think I would read anything else he likes. We don't have similar taste, but that I have an interest in. Now let's talk about Backlist books. So I did get some books that were like discount. So I was at like a discount store. I was looking for something. I think I was looking for toilet bowl cleaner, because apparently that was like the thing at the beginning of the year, at least here in Rochester. Like, you know how last year you couldn't find toilet paper? I couldn't find toilet bowl cleaner. I looked everywhere. Like, as a side note, okay? Like, I checked like 2 different Wegmans, 2 different Walmarts, a Target. I ended up going to Lowe's because I was like, who goes to Lowe's to buy stuff like that? And I know they sell it. I tried, and so then I went to this, I don't know if it's chain or not, so I'm not gonna like say the name just in case it like more specifically identifies where I live. But a bargain store. Hey, don't hurt Groot. What did Groot do to you? No. I know. Which they didn't have toilet bowl cleaner either, but it's fine. Eventually my dad found some, so it's fine. I was able to clean my toilet, so we're fine. But while I was there, I did see this, and it's Brightly Burning by Alexa Dunn, which I haven't even read her release from last year yet. I will be reading it because I'm doing a Persuasion, Smash or Trash, and that's the next one. But this is a Jane Eyre retelling. I think I don't know if I should reread Jane Eyre first or not, because I plan on rereading Jane Eyre this year. So I can't decide if I should reread that first or try and read this first. But whatever. But it's like Jane Eyre in space. And I do really like Alexa. She's a author tuber. And I think she does a really good job of like giving advice and everything. And she really likes mysteries and thrillers, which is not my thing. But I love listening to her talk about it. She's very like animated when she talks about it. And then I was at Goodwill and I bought some books I most definitely didn't need because I already own copies of them. So I bought Remember Me by Sophie Kinsella, which actually my copy is hardcover and it doesn't have the dust jacket because I used to lose them all the time. So I was like, well, at least it sort of has a cover now. And then I saw these two. So it's Consequences and Opposition, which are together 3 of the books in the Luck series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which do I already own 2 editions of this series? Yes, I do. It's fine. So this is a bind up of the 3rd and 4th books, and I just have to believe these were brought in by the same person. And I looked through like the whole book section multiple times because I was like, they have to have beginnings as the bind up of the first 2. they didn't have it. But I feel like these had to have been brought in by the same person. So I don't know why Beginnings wasn't there, but I figured for $2 to kind of like make my collection more complete, why not? These are the things we tell ourselves. It's Goodwill, it's for a good cause. I don't know. And then these are not new releases, but these editions were new releases. I got these new editions of the like Graceling Realm books. I also did order the 4th book, which was a new release this year. However, apparently it never came and they couldn't tell me when it was going to ship or give me any information. So I ended up canceling it, and then I figure at some point I'll buy it so that they match. Because I'm not a huge fan of the original covers for these. I did ultimately end up buying a special edition of these from, I think it was FairyLoot. They just haven't shipped or anything yet. So I will be getting a copy at some point this year. So we have Graceling, which is book 1 but book 2 chronologically. Fire, which is book 2 but book 1 chronologically, and Bitter Blue, which is book 3, both in publication and chronological order. And I think I'm going to try to reread Bitter Blue this year and give it another shot, plus to kind of, I think the new book Winter Keep is pretty closely connected to this, so I figure like revisit it. And I'm going to do it on audio this time, I think. No! Next is another book for my Q1 TBR, which yes, I'm very behind on actually reading those books. And that is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I keep thinking it's on the Cerulean Sea, but it's not. And this is one of my TBR picks. And I've heard so many good things. I don't think I've heard a single person say they didn't like this book. So, I mean, it's pretty hyped in my head. I think it's kind of like a grumpy guy, and it has like romance, but I don't think it's a romance necessarily, but I think it sounds interesting. And like at least one of the characters, he's 40, and I think that's nice to have like an older guy and stuff in a book. And it's male romance, so very exciting. And then the last book, this is kind of a spoiler alert for my Q2 TBR because I've already filmed it and this came way faster than I thought it was going to come. But yes, so for one of my prompts, I am going to be reading The Lion's Lady by Julie Garwood, which, oh my gosh, this book, it smells like my old library. Like, my library moved when I was in college, and I remember being really sad. I mean, like, the new library, it's nice. It's a new building and everything, but like the old library just like, it smelled like old books. And this book, it just takes me there. Like, books don't smell like this anymore. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm obsessed with it. Do I remember what this book is about? No, I don't. I remember it sounding interesting, and I can't remember if I think I have read a Julie Garwood. I think I said this in that video, that I think I own one. Maybe I don't. I think I'm confusing her with Mary Ballog. They are not the same person. So I actually don't think I've read anything from her, but I think a lot of romance booktubers were reading books from her last year, liked her, and this is for one of my prompts for that video. I'm very excited to give it a read. I'm very hopeful, and like, this cover is not really my aesthetic, but I kind of appreciate it for its like 80s romance glory. So I do wish there was a step back, because can you imagine how gorgeous it would be? So that is my last book. That is my winter book haul, and I will see you next time. Bye.